turning water into wine. In this particular miracle, how might Christ have turned water into wine? In order to perform this miracle, I will invite the invocation. In said invocation is the key to turn water into wine. The reading is 2 John 1:2. Jesus turns water into wine. And the third day there was a marriage in the Cana of Galilee, and the mother of Jesus was there. And both Jesus was called and his disciples to the marriage. And when they wanted wine, the mother of Jesus saith unto him, They have no wine. Jesus saith unto her, Woman, what have I to do with thee? Mine hour is not yet come. His mother saith unto the servants, Whatsoever he saith unto you, do it. And there were set there 6 water pots of stone, after the manner of the purifying of the Jews, containing 2 or 3 firkins apiece. Jesus saith unto them, Fill the water pots with water. And they filled them to the brim. And he saith unto them, Draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast. And they bare it. And when the ruler of the feast had tasted the water that was made wine, and knew not whence it was, but the servants which drew the water knew, the governor of the feast called the bridegroom, and saith unto him, Every man at the beginning doth set forth good wine, and when men have well drunk, then in which is worse. But thou hast kept the good wine until now. This beginning of miracles did Jesus in Cana of Galilee manifested forth his glory, and his disciples believed on him. The wine has turned into water, and the water has turned into wine. And understanding now that the mother of Jesus at this particular tale saith unto the servants, Do whatever so he tells you in order to get said wine out of water. Do whatsoever he tells you to do in order to turn the water into wine. Now, what essentially does Jesus do the entire tale of the Bible? Tell the servants or his disciples what to do. He offers subjective truth. And in offering these subjective truths, how might one turn water into wine? in God's grace, I may experience a feeling, that which I can give to another, and within another, experiencing it at any particular time, said feeling may come back to me. You can actively do this in your life as an individual. Now, in terms of turning wine from water, allow me to place this particular statement. If Jesus saith unto thee, from his mother telling said servants, do whatsoever he tells you in order to make this water into wine. The entire time of the tale of the biblical literature within the tale of Jesus is him offering subjective truth, telling the individual what to do in his own subjective truth. He offers a subjective opinion, which within said objective opinion results in the answer that which the individual always needed to hear themselves speaking it. Now, in terms of turning water into wine, can you feel the difference in your bloodstream just from that statement? You can feel that energy shift, which based on this, when Jesus said, and Jesus turns water into wine, even the governor himself speaketh regarding specifically that only those that have arrived to this moment, now the wine shall be served. Now the party begins, essentially. And at said wedding, we see the invitation of Christ into the wedding. In inviting Christ into your wedding, what might be the initial trio between the bride, the groom, and said initiating priest? In this particular trio, you create a holy matrimony before God. And in creating holy matrimony before God, they created a holy matrimony before God, or the Son of God, which God herself, the mother of Jesus, was at said wedding. Now, in the inviting of Christ into the marriage, this is the particular analysis. In understanding that Christ is a story of suffering, which Christ proves himself worthy of being able to take on said suffering. In the analysis of inviting Christ into your marriage, you find the other partner, that which the individual you are marrying ultimately is inviting that other partner, that particular sufferer to your wedding, the other partner, that which both partners have in their trio. The reason being for this is, in order for said happy marriage to occur, the other partner needs to suffer in order for them to go find their own partner. And in doing so, you as now partners in this commitment known as holy matrimony are now completely devoted to one another. In the understanding that the story of Christ is a story of suffering, the moment one individual invites Jesus as Christ into the marriage, to the marriage, it is meant to create the trio, which before God, in holy matrimony, do you accept said wife, and do you accept said husband? And the moment you accept before God in holy matrimony, you give a lifelong commitment before God, before the mother of your children. As a daughter, you give a lifelong commitment to God, your mother, that you will give a lifelong commitment to your son, to your daughter. And in inviting Christ to the wedding, you give a way for a healthy life upbringing your children simply by creating wine from water. I may not have created water from wine and wine from water at this particular moment, but in understanding the transformational journey you may have just undergone simply by being a viewer, you may understand a character arc all of a sudden, which the symbolization of water into wine is a arc, which an arc is the evolution of your life. In being a believer in Christ, you might find transformational times in your life which are not directly given at any particular individual. In the biblical literature, it is a archetypal being, one great God. And said God, the woman, gives life to multiple different personalities reflected in said biblical literature. Within said biblical literature, you see the archetype take form in different ways, each way an arc in itself. According to the way you find the arc in yourself by specifically reading said literature and finding an identifying point you may experience at this particular time in your life now, you might find in identifying the archetype you are experiencing in your current life be reflected before you on a biblical literature, which allows you to have a reflective process, creating a healing. This is another miracle in itself, if you are a believer. Thank you.